Hello everybody. Today I am embarking on an adventure, and that adventure involves traveling to Galesburg, Illinois from where I live right now. Car's ready, getting cooled down. It's like 85 degrees and it's about 200 some miles away, not too far. But this will be the first and the longest road trip I took. Now it is for work, it is for a week. I got enough clothes in the trunk to keep me fully clothed for the week ahead, but it is the longest road trip that I took so far in this car. So hoping to see some interesting stuff along the way, which, you know, it's about 3 hours worth of driving. Whoa, that is a giant freaking bug. Look at that thing. I always get lucky with these ginormous things when I film. All right, okay. Jesus. Okay, let me get in here before this thing eats me. All right, so there you go. Oh yeah, look, 86 degrees. So first and foremost, I'm gonna take a picture of the mileage on the car because it needs to be reimbursed. Second of all right, I'm glad to see that my AC is working, because honestly, I had my doubts. Like, we had a weird weather where we went through several hot and cold spells, and I thought that my you know, my AC works, but then at the same time I wasn't sure, because we'd never really had a good you know, good opportunity to test. So, all right, so I got my phone. I'm gonna have to get situated in my rather new fancy case. There you go, locked and loaded. Gonna have to have the cord, the one that I showcased the other day, the fast charging thing, to keep it nice and charged for the 3-hour trip. Yep, because otherwise this thing, yes, it's 3 hours 9 minutes via some tolls. Okay, clicked. Good, I'm at 85% now. All right, well, buckle up and we're ready to go. Oh, also one thing that I want to do is well, I just got full tank of gas, so reset this. And also, so 342 miles, yeah, I should make it on less than a tank. And then let's reset this. All right. Now this town, Galesburg, Illinois, I mean, it's a small town, so I don't expect there to be you know, a ton of stuff. But it's interesting because you know, I've done some digging around. There's a lot of like older buildings there. There's some sort of a railroad museum. So really hoping that there will be some material, because I haven't been on a road trip business-wise or personal-wise in quite a long time. Probably in a year and a half. So it'll be exciting to see the world for a change. All right, let's see what the day brings. All right, so I think I drove far enough where I can no longer consider myself to be in quote-unquote Chicagoland, which is the unofficial territory of Chicago that stretches probably as far as, I don't know, 50 miles in every direction, well, except for the east. So yeah, it's been a while. I definitely miss being out on the road. I used to take the Buick LaCrosse all around the country, California, Florida, New York, Arizona, Nevada, and everywhere in between. And so for the last, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years probably, you know, seeing stuff like this. So I live in northern part of Illinois, which, yes, you can still consider it Chicagoland area, because it's only about 30 miles from the city. And coming out to places like this, I just did not get a chance to do. Now, I don't know how well this is going to come off, so you can kind of maybe see that I have another 2 hours 8 minutes to go. Another 152 miles to my destination, but you know, I'm enjoying it. I want to tell you this, that if you have one of these big boat cars, and I don't care if it's a town car or if it is a Buick, Cadillac, Oldsmobile, big Pontiac, maybe even a Lexus or a Mercedes or whatever. You know, if you have a big floaty sedan, not a minivan, because there's actually a minivan behind me, not an SUV or a crossover, although yes, you can have the same type of fun. Take it out on the road. You know, pick a location, maybe a national park, maybe a museum if one is open, and go and enjoy it, because just the pleasure of driving is amazing, and this is the car to do it in. Obviously the town car is, but there's plenty of other ways to do it. Yep, just get out on the road. Gas is expensive nowadays, but it's still cheaper than, you know, $4.50 a gallon that we've experienced. Speaking of which you guys probably can't see because the sun is right behind us, I'm getting 21.1 miles per gallon. I know some of you boast about getting 24, 25. I've seen some pictures of 26. Well, when I first started driving, yes, there was some traffic. Once again, Chicagoland area. But once I got out on the open road like this, just a 2-lane highway, which, you know, most interstates are. Yeah, it's been stable at 21.1 for probably the last 20 minutes. And so far, the needle, which the gas gauge, moved just a tad. And let's see, where are we? We are at, so I only drove 63 miles so far. Once again, questioning whether or not you guys can see that. I'm focusing on the road. So not even sure what I'm filming. Yeah, I got 308 miles to empty. Yep, I'm gonna focus on this. I've used a little bit of cruise control. Maybe I can use it again. Let my little green light co-pilot take over. And yeah, just cruising along, eating away the miles. Road is super nice. No snow, thank God. Although we're supposed to get some colder weather, but hopefully nothing to get rid of this too much. But we'll be like in the 50s next week, which I have no idea when you guys are going to see this. I'm filming this May 2nd. So tomorrow, May 3rd, will be my first day on this new job. And yeah, I saw one town car and one Mercury Grand Marquis. Couldn't film them. Didn't have access to the GoPro at that moment, but then later I got it and started filming. Once again, I am focused on the road. So when I do this, I have no idea if I'm filming myself or something, but hoping I am. All right, let's keep on driving. All right, so a few other things, keeping myself entertained here. I noticed something. All right, so the speed limit here is, I think, 70, and if you guys can see the gauge, that MPG bar graph, you know, I am going 75 on cruise control, so this should technically be giving us the best miles per gallon, and yet it's only 3 out of 5 bars. You know, now the one thing that we are facing is, I think we're going against the, you know, heading against the wind. The wind has been pretty brutal here. Now, as heavy as a car this is, it's being tossed around a little bit. I do remember when I was driving a Hyundai Elantra, and before that, you know, I've owned Nissan Sentra before. Yeah, those cars would get tossed around in the wind like nothing. Like this is a bit more for, you know, sure-footed, not an easy car to throw off balance. You know, once you kind of point that star where you want it to go, it kind of sticks. There's a lot of, you know, these farms all over the place, which you guys probably know. I do have a few viewers outside North America, so maybe it could be a little different. But yeah, it's pretty much the last, I don't know, 30 to 40 minutes for sure. It's nothing but cornfields. Every once in a while, a big factory comes up that you know, going 73, 75 miles an hour, you would pass pretty quickly. But yeah, this is mid-America. This is what we have here. A lot of fields, farms, forests every once in a while, or like these. Well, I guess different parts of the country obviously have things differently, but you know, where I'm at in Illinois, I'm not leaving Illinois, I'm just going to a different part of Illinois. Today is a beautiful sky. I mean, look at this sky. Now, the windshield already picked up a fair share of bugs, as you probably already saw. So I'm gonna try to take care of it. Just approached quarter tank used. So in quarter tank, I could do 100 miles. Hey, look at that, perfect. 100 miles on a trip. Well, now it's 100.2. And going 75, yep, perfect quarter tank. So by this math, I could do 400 miles, although I know it's not going to be like that. 278 miles till empty. Okay, so less than 300 left. Average, yeah, we're dropping. We're at 20.5. So I wonder what happens to MPGs. Like, you know, it can be that big of a factor. And look at this, somebody in an Audi A8. I mean, I am going above the speed limit, people. I mean, it's 70. I am at 75. And, oh, okay, so here's another thing I noticed. This being the longest road trip I took in this town car. I think there is an old grandpa behind the wheel stereotype that's around. You might have heard of it a time or two. So I noticed, even when I am going above the speed limit, and there were times before I filmed this where, I don't know, if I was probably going 15 to 20 miles above, people would still pass me. So I don't know how fast I must go for people not pass me. It doesn't bother me. I mean, like I have another car coming up, this Equinox. See, I'm at 76 now, and I'm still gonna get passed. So I think when they see town car, they realize that, you know, this guy must be old. Oh no, here, this guy. See, now I look even cooler. But I don't know, like, I hit this lane probably, like I said, probably 40 minutes ago, and I've been hitting it steady. And then look, all right, so I'm increasing, so let's run an experiment. All right, so I'm hitting up the plus sign here, although my plus sign turned into an arrow because somebody must have had jaded fingernails or something. So I'm hitting the plus. All right, so we're gonna be doing 80. So we're actually passing this Corolla. All right, let's see. Now that car's been riding my bumper for quite a while. Are they gonna overtake me now? Now I'm doing 80. Let's see. Not trying to be a rebel or cause a ruckus, just I want people to be happy. Yep, I'm still being passed. So, what can I say? So, yep, so they must be going 85. That's probably what keeps them happy. And then this minivan is gaining up on me. So, I don't know, like, I never drove fast. Like, I never owned a real sporty car. The sportiest car I've owned was a Nissan Sentra, the 2.5 limited edition Sentra. And that car, I mean, it wasn't super fast, but it was, let's say, it could go 0 to 60 maybe faster than this. Maybe like 7.5 seconds, something like that. But yeah, I always like to drive leisurely. But yet people can't do it. So anyway, oh, besides the gas mileage, you see we're dropping now. Now we're at 20.4. And now the minivan is going to overtake me. The town car is behaving beautifully. It handles like a dream. I hope I'm pointing to my face because I didn't turn on the front facing screen on this GoPro, so I don't know. It's driving smooth as silk. It's quiet. The one thing that I noticed, the AC, you know, it's 86 degrees today. It's not the hottest, obviously. It's gonna get a lot hotter, but I did notice that the AC is not as cold as I would love. So I think next oil change, that's probably with this type of driving is going to happen. You know, the next one is due, it says in July at 107,200 miles. I will probably ask my mechanic to recharge my AC system. I know you can buy one of those self things, like self-recharge, but don't think I'm going to be doing that. There's some questionable, you can get some questionable results, although it's only like 30 bucks, but if he charges me, you know, something reasonable, then I'll do it. So I closed off that vent. I can technically close the rear vent too, so I can reach from here to have it blow. So it's not the fan issue, it's just that the air is not as cold. It's gonna keep me alive, but I would love it cold, so there's that. All right. Time to drive and stop talking to myself. Alright, so I made it. Here's the Holiday Inn that I'll be spending the next week in. So, out of everything that happened, so 104,872 is the current mileage. 211 miles, non-stop. Didn't stop to eat, didn't stop for gas. Started with a full tank, got a little less than half now. Trip B, that's since I got 319, this is since I refueled. So 151 miles to empty, and this is really the only surprise. 20.1 miles per gallon. So about 60 to 70% of what I drove, ended up being a cruise control at about 75-ish or so miles an hour. That bar thing, which is not on right now, but they never really got above like the 3 mark. So that's a bit surprising. But other than that, the car's fine. The cell phone mount is great. My car, it's been a long time since I drove a car on a highway for so long. So it's surprising how, it's not actually surprising. It's just I missed the fact that all those bugs, look at that thing. This thing is a bug destroyer. So there you go. Bam, you got a giant one in here. So obviously I'm not gonna be alright, well I gotta work on my parking as well, so I'm not gonna be putting it through the wash here because I have to do the same trip back. So I'm gonna wash it afterwards. But yeah, the car is awesome. So if you have a car like this, or any car that's nice and soft, look at all the grease. Greased it up like hell. Yeah, go on a road trip. Stay in a hotel. Should be good. Alright. That's the video for the day. Just my 11 mile trip. Galesburg, Illinois. See you, everybody.